Good morning, beautiful people. How is everybody this morning? I hope everybody's well. I'm feeling good. Haven't had much energy the last couple of days. I think it's because of the job my brother and I did, the landscaping. I think I've needed a couple of days to recover from that. Lost my enthusiasm for going for a walk. It's as if my body needs to rest for 2 or 3 days. Anyway, I forced myself out here and I've come up with another idea for a video. I was all out of ideas. I can't think of anything else that's obvious for pathways to contentment. If I do, I'll put a video together. But this one's separate. This is a separate topic, one that I'm going through right now, and it's a shame. I mean, it's just a shame, but it's so typical. It's so typical in my culture. I have found, well, it's typical with the encounters I've had with people. So it came as no surprise to me when the result eventuated. And I'm talking about caring for others maybe too much, considering others, and when I say others I mean strangers, people we don't know, caring for them too much. I mean, that's what I've done recently. And doing this video is a way of me to air a bit of frustration, I think. I think that's why I'm drawn to doing the video. I live on my own, so I don't have anybody to air my frustrations with. And it's hard to get anybody to listen these days anyway. Shit, the bags under my eyes are getting bad. I might have to try and do something about that. Maybe talk like this. Anyway, yeah, what's happened is such a lovely spot here. What's happened is a lady on her own, woman on her own, camping or living free, moved kind of close to my place. And she seemed nice, and she is nice from what I can gather. She seems like a nice person. I like her. Anyway, woman on her own. Once I realised that, I instinctively made myself available for her. Not that she asked for much, but I just instinctively wanted to be there to look after her, make sure she was okay, make sure she was safe, make sure she wasn't doing it, too hard, too lonely. And so that's caring, right? That's caring. How do I explain it? But anyway, time has passed on, and now she's moved right up to my fence, pretty much. Well, not right up against it, say 20 metres away. Close enough that when a dog barks, it disturbs me, because the dog wants to bark early in the morning, which wakes me up. So I've had to move out of my back bedroom into the middle of the house, so that doesn't disturb me as much. Then she's brought the crows. Maybe they're feeding the crows, I don't know. I've tried to chase the crows away from my place. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love crows, I love all animals, but I don't want a crow or a pack of crows in my ear rolls during the day. Especially if you want to have a little nap, I want peace and quiet. I don't want crows in my ear rolls. Highness! There she is. So, good girl. I don't want them in my ear rolls. So anyway, because she's moved closer, I've got the crows that I chased away now close enough to annoy me. Her dog's bark close enough that I can hear it and it disturbs me. and I'm trying to rent this house out, and I mean, you know, her presence could chase good tenants, possibly good tenants away. They'd be like, well, who's that right there? Don't think we want to live here. So anyway, I explained that to her a couple of days ago. I didn't say anything about the dog or really about her being so close. I thought I'll let it go. But then when a big mob of crows started up above, in the trees above her camp spot, I thought, oh, fucking hell. So I sent her a nice, respectful, courteous, loving even, text message. Just explaining, you know, the situation. Not just one point, I explained those 3 points, at least 3 points. You know, basically, do we have to be so close? Do we have to be so close? Can't we have a bit more privacy? Can't we have a bit more privacy? That won't flip for some reason. There we are. There she is, getting into it. Can't we have a bit more privacy and distance? I said to her, I said, look, you can camp anywhere. I didn't go into the details of, you know, I was going to say to her, you can camp anywhere in Australia. Why the fuck are you right there? I just said, look, you can camp anywhere. But, you know, the reason I'm sending this, that's not what I said, but I just explained the 3 points. And another thing I've done is I've let her send her mail to my letterbox. Well, I didn't know it was going to be her mail. She said to me once, can I get a letter sent to you? I said, yeah, that's all right. Anyway, since then, packages have shown up. And also since then, her son has moved in as well with her. And, fuck, that's them on the other side of the river. Highness, come on! So since then, her son has moved in with her. And, fuck, that was them. I hope they didn't hear me. Since then, her son has moved in with her. I'll just press pause. I will keep my voice in. So things have gotten a bit awkward. Especially now after they heard me talking. And it's a shame because, oh, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, here I was caring and giving a shit, right? I've sent her the message saying, hey, you know, this is the situation. And her response is, she didn't address my points. She ended with, take care, Warner. Take care. Which is a nice way of saying, I don't give a shit. Now, isn't that fucking typical from people? And not just her, just from people. Just from people. I have found in my culture, I suspect it might be different in Asia, but in my culture, I have found people don't care about other people really. And it makes me mad just thinking about it. I mean, why? Why don't we care about each other? Like I wouldn't say went out of my way, but I just naturally cared about her, and I still do. I still do. Yet, flip it, and I've explained how it's inconveniencing me, and I mean, it's totally unnecessary. She could camp anywhere, and yet she doesn't give a fuck. Now, I wonder if it's because her son's with her, she's got a little bit more bravado. That's possible. He seems like a nice bloke. But I just think it's such a shame that we don't consider other people's perspectives. We don't put ourselves in the situation of others. I mean, I think she could solve the problem simply by putting herself in my shoes and saying, oh, okay, yeah, well, that's right. He's this, it is disturbing. We'll move. Possibly, you would think that'd be the case. Or is it simply more than that and that she just doesn't give a shit? I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you give a shit? It's so easily fixed. It's such an inconvenience for me now. Oh, that's about the letter. I said, yeah, you can get a letter sent. But since then, packages have shown up. Packages from for a son, and other letters. Not shitloads, but more than the one that she asked for. You know what I mean? So, okay. I conclude that, unfortunately, and I should have learnt this by now, but it's not the culture I want to live in. I don't want to live in a culture where I don't give a shit about a woman on her own, you know, living on her own, camping, maybe doing it a little bit rough. I don't want to be a person that doesn't care. But talk about having not caring thrust upon you. I mean, talk about having an attitude of, you know, I mean, you know, I'm being made, and because this isn't a one-off, this is a typical situation. I'm being, and you know, you wonder why in life. Well, I don't fucking wonder anymore, but you wonder why in life Westerners get around not giving a shit about other Westerners. I mean, how sad is it though, that we live in a society where we've all stopped caring for each other. And this is a reason, this is an example as to why. But what a fucking sad state of affairs that we would do that. When I saw them over the creek, they saw me, they didn't wave, they didn't do anything. And I was worried it had come to this. I mean, I suspected something like this might happen, but I couldn't see how or why, because I'd done everything right, I'd done everything reasonable, fair, and considerate. So you've really got to scratch your head. I think it's probably human ego. Yeah, that's probably what it is. In her mind, it'd be like, you're not going to tell me where I'm going to live. But hey, I'm not telling you, I'm asking, I'm explaining why. I'm being very reasonable. And you know what? I think that attitude of, you're not going to tell me where I'm going to live, is probably why she's doing it rough right now. You know what I mean? A bit of a fighter. But it's an unnecessary fight. That's the point. It's an unnecessary fight. Oh, fuck. Well, anyway, I'm not going to stop liking her. And I'm not going to stop liking him. Because I like them. I like them, okay? I like them. It's just a shame. It's just a shame that they wouldn't. And I, you know, when I asked her, when I sent her, I didn't want to send the text message because I strongly suspected, based on 55 years of experience with people, I strongly suspected I'd be wasting my breath. But when the crows moved in, I thought, oh, I'll send her a message. And honestly, it was a very polite, respectful, friendly message. And it explained why. So, the moral of the story is, we don't have to be so ignorant of others' feelings. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to say, we need to tune in more to other people's feelings, thoughts, and experiences of what's going on. Put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, is what they're feeling reasonable? Is it fair? Take your ego out of it. And in this case, I'm totally in the right, if that's the word, and she's totally in the wrong. She's also moved closer, I think, because it's a shadier spot, but Australia's full of shady spots. This town is full of shady spots. After everything I've sort of, after all the support I've given her, genuine support, for her to just give me the attitude of, I don't give a fuck if it's an inconvenience to you, is mind-blowing when you think about it. It's absolutely fucking mind-blowing. I mean, what do you do with that? What happens is that escalates often. And people get the shits and then they start blowing. I mean, I shouldn't be having a blue with a neighbour. I don't fucking have any neighbours. They're just camping for free. I pay rates and mortgages. I mean, you know, it's just strange. It's just strange, isn't it? It's just strange. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. we need to care more about each other genuinely, and to do that we need to put ourselves in the shoes of others in any given situation and take our ego out of it. Even if they're asking us rudely, I think. Because sometimes, people can't get their message across politely and friendly. I find text messages can help us convey messages to another reasonably and level-headed, whereas speaking things, we can often lose our temper or forget certain important points, and the message doesn't get across clearly. That's why I like text messages. So let's put ourselves in the shoes of others when there's a problem, and even if they've asked us rudely because they got flustered, let's consider what they are saying or asking. Even if we don't want to do it or admit it at the time, in a day or two or over time, let's, when everything's settled down, let's give some serious consideration to their reasonable request. And let's help each other, let's work together and make our society 100-fold better than what it is today. I think even today when people make out they're helping you, often that's just a front. It's not a genuine it's I don't know. There's so often people are trying to get something out of each other all the time. I mean, and I think that's a worldwide thing. It's not just an Australian thing. Can't we just help and do for each other without wanting anything, getting anything? Just the satisfaction of helping and caring about others. I mean, with this lady, I genuinely care about her and was there for her genuinely. I mean, why wouldn't I be? Well, now we know fucking why. But I don't think me being rude and cold to her would have changed things, or maybe it would have. See, maybe it would have. Maybe if I had just not even been too friendly, there would be no mail, and there'd probably be no other things. I don't know. Anyway, it's all a learning experience. What am I going to do with that? I don't think I'm going to shut down like a lot of people have, especially older people. I think they've learned their lessons. I don't think I'm going to do that, but I am going to be more cautious. I am going to tread more lightly. It's a shame. It's a fucking shame, though. Anyway, that's it. I will sign off. And the lesson there is, let's genuinely care for each other. And to do that, we've got to put ourselves in the shoes of others. Really put ourselves in the shoes for others, and work out if they're coming from a reasonable, sound place. And if they are, let's respect that and let's do what we can do to help them. Okay, everybody have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.